My name is Brandon Selic. I'm a Queensland Senator candidate for the Pirate Party Australia. We started out as a copyright reform party about 10-15 years ago. Since then, we've moved on to expand our policies to civil and digital rights, including protection of privacy and legalisation of certain drugs, including cannabis. We started on that policy platform because the war on drugs is a lie. I can speak on that from personal experience. I've been a lawyer for over 10 years. I've worked as a defence lawyer. I've worked as a police prosecutor. And I'll tell you, cannabis use is not a criminal law issue, it is a public health issue. There are too many cannabis users who end up in the courts, who end up in the prisons, who end up with a criminal record. It's not necessary, it shouldn't be needed, we should legalise it for public health, for medical research, and also if you can't get governments on compassionate grounds in regards to the medical uses of cannabis, you can get them in their hip pocket. There's money to be made from legalising cannabis. Everyone here knows that. We just have to let the governments know that. The war on drugs is a lie. We've known that. Previous Speaker Dr. Jiggins has alluded to it's been known since the 1930s. I can speak personally that we've been aware that it's a lie since the 1990s. I've got a quote here from former US President Nixon's policy advisor, John Ehrlichman, which I'll read out here. This is a quote from him in 1994. Now, the Nixon campaign in 1968 and the Nixon White House after that had two enemies, the anti-war left and African Americans. You understand what I'm saying? We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or African American, but by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and the African Americans with heroin and then criminalising both heavily, we could disrupt those communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings and vilify them night after night on the evening news. Did we know we were lying about the war on drugs? Of course we did. Now, there were others in the Nixon administration who felt that it was a public health issue, but the war on drugs was politically motivated, and it came over to Australia, and it's been politically motivated here. And too much of Australian policy has been mandated or influenced by the US. The war on drugs is one of them. Privacy and national security concerns are another. That is another policy area that we would want to see sweeping changes in this country. But we're not about that. This is about cannabis legalisation today. I'm a guest in this house, so I've taken up probably too much time as it is. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for listening. We have information here. I'll be around longer to answer any other questions people may have. Thank you.
Authorised by Alex Jago, Pirate Party Australia, Brisbane.